Yeah, we're live. Good. Right, going to the so we can get the comments. Now. Yeah, so right. How is everyone? We're here today with Michael Feeney, a man that I have watched from day one and has took my interest. So I said to him I'd give him a text, see can I come over to his loft, and he has good views for Irish racing and setting up his own things. So I wanted to come over and just hear what's going on, and hopefully we can get this out to other people and get them involved in what he wants to do, because I think it's a good thing. So Michael, everybody, 30 viewers already. Yeah, so we'll start off. What I wanted to get first was, Michael likes distance racing. I don't know much about it. So he's...
Neither do I.
No, listen, so I got on to Michael and I says, will you come on and do Monday with me? And the first response I got off him was, I never won a race. So I was like, right, you don't have to be a winner for me to come over to you. As I said, he does YouTube videos. I looked at it, and then he was talking about this new thing he wants to do, which I don't know anything about. I can't even say anything about until Michael starts talking, so I'm going to let him talk now in a minute. But I just want, like, he has a good insight into distance racing. He knows a lot about it. He knows more than I do. Again, a lot of people...
Again, debatable.
Again, like, a lot of people, it'll just be interesting to hear what he has to say. So I watched an awful lot of his YouTube videos, and it's just nice to hear a different thing. So the way I want to start it is, this new thing you are setting up with what we are talking about, I just want to know what's it, so from day one, about the new distance racing that you want to be doing, or marking from somewhere else, or setting up this thing where you're sending your own boards.
Yeah.
So fire away. Yeah. So what was the first thought? How did you get this?
Well, look, I've been doing this for a few years.
Yeah.
As everybody knows. I got rid of all the boards actually this time last year, roughly.
Yeah.
All the boards were gone December last year. So plans have changed again. So I'm actually just restarting again at the moment. I've a couple of young boards here, as everybody knows. And I'm just going to be going back to distance racing again, so that'll be the aim. So with that in mind, about 2 or 3, maybe even 4 or 5 weeks ago now, actually probably 4 or 5 weeks ago now, I was just watching Facebook, as we all do. There's a lot of and everybody's talking about wanting to race longer races into Ireland. And I know the South Road Fed Charter, originally when it was set up, was for promotion of distance racing in Ireland, but we go as far as France now. Le Havre, it used to be Le Havre, not anymore. It's St. Malo all the time, Malo Estre. So I want to push boards further. That's it. Boards are made to go further.
That caught my interest. I was like, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's, honest to God, that's what I said. So that's cool. That's a great idea. This is why we're doing it. So sorry.
All right. So that's where. So everybody knows that's where I am. That's my views. People have told me they can't do it. It's too hard for them. It's this, that, and the other. Well, it's not, because it's been done. In fact, on my YouTube channel there, I only interviewed a man 3, 4, 5 weeks ago, Christy Daly, and they clocked from Palamos at 915 miles into Dublin back in 1968 in 12 days. So for people to say it can't be done, so that's straight away.
Hold on for a minute. 915
miles.
15 miles
in 12 days.
2 Irishmen did it.
One Irishman. Well, him and his dad, and there's another brother involved as well. But the father was the one who was racing. The 2 sons were off. But that's where the story comes from.
See, this is what I love. See, what I found, because I'm racing in my club and my fed, it's like you're stuck in a box.
Yeah, well that's it. Like, you know.
And that's this is the only place we can race. Yeah, but like I'm curious with my pigeons. I'll send my pigeons 1,000 miles and see what happens.
But you'd be surprised.
That's what they're here for. Yeah, exactly.
You'd be surprised. That might come true. So it has been done, and not only that, he did it. His father did it in 1968. But a man up, if I'm right, it's in Ockram up the north of Ireland. Is one of his pigeons? I'm not sure what years it did, but the same pigeon, I think it was 1,050 miles or 1,000 miles from Palamos again. And the first year the pigeon was sent to Palamos, it did it in 25 days, and the second year, the following year, was 24 days. So there's 3 pigeons have done it already. And people say it can't be done.
Right.
So really for me it started way back when I was racing sprint racing here, trying to compete, have a young family, it doesn't work.
No.
Decided it's a much easier system, much more laid back. Anyway, so here I am again, starting off again, and I'm watching Facebook over the last few months. I never really kind of left the pigeon scene, and there's a lot of fellas saying they'd like to race these races, but grumbling about the cost of getting the boards to the market stage, because for us to race further we have to go to the UK clubs.
Right.
So I previously was a member of the BICC. I have already sent the Poitiers on Le Mans in 2017, I think it was, or 2018 to Poitiers on Le Mans. And in sending there to Poitiers and Le Mans, I had set up the facility whereby we went to the Chirk market station in Wales, thanks to Alan Shinton. Alan, I'm sure you're probably watching at some point, and the lads over there in his market station. So we set up the facility where we could get our boards to market and race with the BICC. Unlucky for me, I sent the Poitiers and Le Mans, I didn't get a pigeon. I hate blowing Paul's from Dow's trumpet, but Paul got 5 pigeons out of Le Mans. He got 3 in race time and 2 hour race time. Fair play to him. I was on the phone here an hour after his first pigeon to him, and God, the slagging I gave him, like, you know, the bastard, like, getting before me. But anyway, Paul, I love Paul. Me and Paul got on very well, like, you know. So with the grumbling there over the last few weeks, I decided I'd take it upon myself to expand what I was already after doing. So I contacted Alan in Wales. Look, Alan, can we do this? Yeah, no problem. Made a phone call, got a courier involved. Are you willing to do it in principle? Yeah, no problem. And then I put the first video out there. Right, lads, if you're interested and you want to do it, let's go. I'll do it. So we now have a group of 30 to 35 of us that want to have a go at Guernsey. Any age races mid-August, and Le Mans, I think it's either the end of mid-June or the end of June. It's around the same time as the Barcelona race, which is the end of July, the end of June, so I know it's around that time. And that's flying with the British International Championship Club, the BICC. So I suppose the way it has to work is, I am personally going to make sure transport is organised from A to B, from Dublin to Chirk. And then the boards will be marked and shared, and they go to the trucks to go on to the race in with Le Mans. So for all of us lads in Ireland that want to do that, the Northern Ireland lads, there's a handful of them already. Like, I mean, from the fellas have contacted me from as far north as Tyrone, down up there to Cork, Waterford, Wexford, Galway, Sligo. There's a hodgepodge in it, which is great. So everybody, the Northern Ireland lads that are in the clubs up there that are members of the RPRA, I find that they're members of the RPRA. For us Southern lads that aren't, we have to join the RPRA. Everybody has to join the BICC afterwards. So once you've joined the BICC, then the BICC, Cara Francis is the secretary over there. She's a fantastic woman to do. I have utmost respect for her. Anytime I send a query on, it comes straight back, there's no issues. So you join the BICC. They'll send you out a race pack when you send over your longitude and latitude. They do their measurements via the RPRA. So now everybody who wants to be part of this has joined the RPRA, joined the BICC, and then we're going to pull in €50 a man. So €50 a man, at 30 out of us, is roughly, well, it's not roughly, it is 50 and €100. The cost of the courier for the 2 trips is €700 per trip. That leaves €100 left over. So that'll go to the following year. Yeah. And if we get more people involved from this video and up until March, if we get more people involved, brilliant, because the more people that put €50 in, the more races we can facilitate the following year and grow. You know, so the more people that want to be involved, the better, as far as I'm concerned. It becomes cheaper for everybody, because when I started the first video, I had 12 men, and it was going to cost, or 10 of us, and it was going to cost us, I was saying €600 I was estimating before we nailed it down with the courier. And that was going to cost us 120 each for €1,200. But within a week or two, we had 20 men, so now it's already down to €50. Yeah. And the more people we get at €50 each, means it maintains that, and we can facilitate more races ongoing down. So we'll just wait and see.
As you say, people don't know, sure, it can't happen. And then you look, as well, I respect Mike, because he's putting himself out there. He puts his hands up and said, no, I haven't clocked on this, haven't clocked on that, that's fine. What I like about him is, I'm after coming into his loft, and obviously we had a little chinwag before we did this, and he says, look, I'm starting again, here you go, this is my plan. So like, that's, to me, is going to be a successful man, because he can turn around, see what's wrong, just start again, that's it, keep going, that doesn't work, try something else. Whereas, like, I don't know, I'd probably end up doing it, getting stuck in a rut, and then trying and not seeing what I'm doing wrong. But Michael's good enough to say, right, well, this is what I'm going to do. So he has a new game, new plan, and you never know, we could get lucky and win a race this year. So this is like,
I'm not even looking forward to winning. I'd like to clock out them. That's it.
That's
I'd
it.
Like to clock out Le Mans and clock out Guernsey.
What distance is?
The Le Mans to me is 465.
Right.
And Guernsey is roughly 300. I haven't got measurements for that yet, but I do have measurements for Le Mans, so that's 465. So yeah, it's doable. You know, it's very, very doable on the day. You know, if we were lucky enough, had a southeast wind, you know,
so you were out there gathering up people. So there is a majority, like a lot of people in Ireland that are interested in doing these distances.
When you say it,
well, you have 30.
There's a lot of people like, I would love everybody to get involved in it, but not everybody wants to do it. And most people, most fanciers feel like that it's just a push too far for the boards. I personally don't. I've gone out and sourced boards, as everybody knows over the years, that are 800 plus mile pigeons into Ireland. I've brought them in. Most of them are UK based lofts that I get them from. I don't get them from the European lofts because the European lofts don't cross water. That's one of the reasons I didn't start there. I went to the House of Arden originally. Great people, Stephen and Leslie Wright to deal with. Then got in contact with Jim Emerton. Most people know him through Jim Emerton. Honest to God, have built up a network of outstanding long distance fanciers. One of them being Frank Kay up in York. Frank flies his yearlings 740 miles out of Tarbes.
There you go.
Frank sent 12 yearlings this year, had to go to hospital himself. And I was only talking to him a while back. So he was in hospital, the boards came from Tarbes, but it was a stinker over Tarbes. The boards were coming in for 3 and 4 weeks. I know I've seen on Facebook that the boards were still arriving up for 3. It was such hot weather this summer.
Yeah.
And Frank had 8 out of the 12 or something there in the loft when he gets out of hospital. Like it just beggars belief, like what he does, you know. So yeah, but that's what I'm trying to emulate. Like I'd love to be able to get them, but the stumbling block we have here is when people say you can't do it, or when they hit a wall and say, oh fuck, that was a stinker of a race, they give up. But you're never going to get them to come if you don't send regularly.
Yeah, that's it.
It's all about regularity. Send them regularly. Yeah. You know, I have piped my trumpet for years about the likes of Penzance, Bude and Talbany. They're too close to the coast for boards. St. Malo's the same. They're too close to the coast. The boards go up and go inland, and they've no idea. Then they come back to where they were released before they cross the water. You know, and we've heard reports time and time again about losses and that over there. So I don't particularly. I'm not saying I will never send to those race points again, but I will never send a big team to them again.
Yeah. Sorry.
I'd send a handful, up to 5 maybe, just for interest's sake. But I wouldn't be promoting, you know, racing from Talbany, Bude and Penzance, because even the sure, you know, Frank Cullen drives all over the country collecting pigeons. And meets the lads at the ports. Bringing the boards over that are after picked up over in Talbany and Bude and Penzance, because the boards won't leave. Because they know home is across the water, but they just won't cross the water. You know.
Right.
So I believe that if they go inland 100 miles, and again I've been at federation meetings.
So they get a run up.
Yeah, that's it. They get a run. I know home is that way.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to stop.
Yeah.
You know, and that's it.
If they see the ocean straight away, they're like, fuck that.
They turn around and go back in. Yeah, predominantly that's what they do most of the time.
Well, look, sure, you're putting yourself out there to prove this point now, aren't you? So that's it.
I'm putting myself out there to fail. How does that sound?
No one sets up to fail because.
No, trust me, I am, because failing is about trying.
Yeah, 100%. And if you're not failing, that means like you're not living. You're not like some people are like, oh, you know what I mean. You want to just be like, obviously, you want to be holding on to your pigeons. You do.
No, I want to lose them.
Yeah.
Because this kind of racing, you have to be able, you have to be prepared to empty the loft. You have to be prepared to lose every single board you have.
Like when I'm looking at my pigeons. And I'd say to myself, I'm listening to you and all these great distances that these pigeons flew, and to me, if I sent say 5 pigeons to a race with you, I'd say it was the 400 mile or wherever it is, right? I'd send it to that one, and then I think to myself, wouldn't it be just? And before we started this, you were saying that lads were clocking out of time. Yeah. That's worth it, 120 quid, let's say, to send them.
Oh,
I'd be chuffed, you know what I mean? That to me, that's a great pigeon. He's a good heart.
But that's because it's not done regularly.
Yeah, like that.
That's what makes it.
If winning up the land, that's grand. I find great buzz. I haven't done it yet. I haven't experienced it. I will though. I definitely will. And I'm going to try my best this year to do it. But for the same, but I'd get more of a buzz sending further distances. Like, that's the curiosity, you know what I mean? How far can I push this?
Like,
It's
just
just
like
like,
you can push them to Barcelona, it's only 915 miles.
yeah, well, that's it, sure. Like, this is what you have to do. Like, that's what they're there
But
for.
I mean, when I was here in 2018 racing the boards, and I aimed for 2 races. I aimed for Poitiers and Le Mans. That was it. They were my 2 races.
I remember I was watching it.
So I went to the club races,
Mm.
and I went to the club and I had to set my clock.
Right.
And I half the time left my clock there, half the time brought it back and had to bring it back on Saturday. I wasn't even here for the club races.
Mm.
And the lads were all slagging me, like, you know, one of the lads especially was just really, you know, but you might win the race, no interest. But for the Le Mans, for the Poitiers, and for St. Malo King's Cup, I was in my garden for 3 days.
Mm.
And I got more buzz out of that. Not clocking.
Yeah, just the
And
thought.
even when Paul Swindell clocked out of Le Mans, I was over them. I was jumping around the garden because that proves it can be done, and he's 515 miles.
Yeah.
You know.
There you go.
And people say it can't be done. And that pigeon, them pigeons have to come on their own. They don't. They're not carried by a convoy. They have to cross on their own, like, you know. And that's what I'm after.
Yeah.
That kind of independence. You know?
Yeah. No, that's look. I love the vision, and so what I'm getting down to now. If say right, we have 87 people watching this, so we have people's attention, right? So if Irish lads are into this to get in and to be able to fly these distances and test their boards and aim for these sort of things, how? So obviously we can get you through Facebook.
Facebook, my contact details are out there. I'm on email. I'm on my phone numbers out there. Just Google my name, pops up. All the articles I've written are all still out there. My name, my number, and my email address is on the bottom of all the articles.
Right.
Yeah, just get in contact. You know, we've a WhatsApp group going with the 25 of us or whatever it is. There's 25 to 30, I think it's 27 or 28 in the WhatsApp group now. And there's 5 or 6 our boys that aren't on Facebook and aren't on WhatsApp that want to do it as well. So, you know, we'll facilitate anybody that wants to. I'm here just to make it easy for fellas who want to try this. You know, not everybody is going to want to try it. It's not going to suit everybody. Not everybody's going to agree that it can be done, and that's fine. I'm not out to tell anybody what they can and can't do. I'm out to do it myself. I've already tried, and I'm going to keep trying until I either succeed or lose all the boards trying, because that's what I'm breathing for.
Yeah, that's it, and you're gearing up for that, and like you can only try so much, and you will get what you deserve.
Not get me wrong, Barcelona is the ultimate goal, but that doesn't mean there aren't stepping stones along the way. Le Mans, Poitiers, Bourges, St. Vincent International, Asian International. Asian International will be a superb one to have a go at in a couple of years, because it's the most westerly in France, which means the boards, if there's any way east of the wind and you got lucky enough, travel up, all of them predominantly would travel up the west side of France, and then they have to come across. So they'd be carried that way geographically, and that would be just a benefit to us if we got east in the wind. Dave Delay won the Barcelona BICC in 2015. I had fantastic pictures off there, we got 2 off him. But he won the BICC. He was just pipped pipped. He clocked the second day, like, but the winning board was in the north of France. You know, right across from where Dave is. That board either crossed the night before and just landed in dusk and got up and went on it early the next morning. Like, it can be done, you know.
Yeah, well, look,
20 years ago they said you'd never win an international in the UK. It's already been done umpteen times now, you know.
Like, the way when I'm sitting here beside you and you have a passion for this, there's no doubt about it. I imagine you, like the mad doctor, with a map spread out on the kitchen table. This is the way they're gonna go here, calling the wife down. Pick, look, I have a sus, you know what I mean? So, look, I see it.
It'd be nice to do, it'd be nice to do.
But it's nice to get behind someone that has a serious passion for something, and there's results are there and people are at the proving it, and just get behind it and we'll have a go with it. You know what I mean? Like, if you set yourself a goal, like you have, and like you're doing this, and I want to get behind you just because you have so much passion for it.
Well, I'm going to be doing this, like,
regardless.
I'm doing this regardless.
Yeah.
The more the merrier as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
I'm going to be doing this regardless, like, you know. So.
But it's only bringing fanciers together, and they're all in the group, and they're like, come on lads, we'll do this. And there's the what if, what about if we get it, what about if we do it, you know what I mean?
What if, it will happen.
Yeah, of course
that's
it will.
the whole point of this.
Yeah.
The more we send, the more we'll get, because that's just the nature of it. You know, we'll send 1 or 2, like, for example, every board I race in this lot from here on out, and everything will race, nothing will be bred unless they have come from at least Poitiers, which to me is 575 miles. You know, I will not breed off a race board in the future. Now, and I'm putting my money where my mouth is, all the breeding, the talk I
Yeah,
do
yeah,
about
yeah,
breeding.
yeah, yeah.
I am basing a line of pigeons on one cock, you know, Musgrove Wizard, set 3 times Barcelona, 710 miles. I'll have a line of birds bred off him. I'll have a line of birds bred down through 2 other lines. I'll probably bring the Frank K birds, and the Padfields will probably end up coming back in as well, because I actually love those pigeons. The Padfield pigeons are phenomenal, like they really, really are. And you breed down, so I'm a proponent of inbreeding. So all these birds will be inbred, but at the same time I'll do crosses.
Yeah.
I'll see if something works, but it won't be a lot full of crosses. That's what we do most fanciers, my father included. Most fanciers I know, it's all about the crossing. Cross, and that's not, I'm not taking away from that, that's what fellas want to do. I want to try and plan forward. That's all I'm doing, plan forward. So hopefully I'm breeding a line that may be successful, but it's going to take me 4 years to even find out it's successful before I get to the international stage. So how do you do that? Because if I breed 50 young birds, the likelihood of me racing those 50 over 3 years and having any left is very, very slim. So the only way to do it is to stop them and not race them. So as young birds, don't race them. Maybe give them a few training tosses, maybe breed the first round, and the first round, which is what I'm going to do this year, my first round of young birds that I breed hopefully January, early February, will all be going to the Guernsey Any Age race at 300 miles. Fellas say 300 miles is too far for young birds in Ireland. But the Northern Ireland lads said that young birds the Penzance at 350 miles and get them. But we're saying it's too far. Where's the logic in that?
That's it.
You know, so I'm going to breed hopefully between 20 and 30. Those first round will be earmarked for Guernsey Any Age with the BICC. That's my aim for this year. The rest of them then, if I breed another 30 or 40 after that, will be left to be yearlings. So whatever hopefully comes back out of Guernsey. Hopefully comes back out of Guernsey. I'm saying that hopefully because I'm hoping the clock. Anything that comes out of Guernsey then will be added to the 40 or so young birds I have left. So now we'll just say 40 yearlings. So those 40 yearlings, 20 of those will get pushed on as far as probably the man again. But 20 of them will be held. Because if you don't hold them, you're going to lose them all. They're brothers and sisters, so it doesn't matter. Some of them with a bit of luck will come back from the man again, and others may not. But then the 2-year-olds that you've held at 20 become 3-year-olds. Now you have 23-year-olds. Now you're in with a chance to win. And that's not to say they won't race, they won't be trained, they'll be singled up. They will have to cross the water. I have arrangements to do this privately where the birds will be sent to the UK, not with a convoy, not with a federation, but just on their own. So I'll release 40 pigeons or 30 pigeons or 20 pigeons, and whatever comes back. So they'll still be doing the job I want them to do. I just won't be doing it with a convoy.
Well, that's pure commitment there. Like, just,
but it's not like,
you know what I mean?
I don't, but
that's like
the federations at the moment, and I can't criticise the committee men and the release men because nobody wants their jobs, and I certainly don't, because it's a thankless one. I have stood up in a meeting years ago when everybody was giving out about the federation men, the committee men, and asked if any of them wanted their job, and nobody wants their job. So if you don't want their job, you can't criticise them, so I'm not going to criticise them. But I don't believe our race points in the UK are fit for purpose. So I'm not sending to them. So I'd rather send my boards to a friend of mine in Newcastle, giving them 300 miles to fly than 120 miles in Talbot to me. I prefer that because they're running them 200 miles at that water before they hit that water, and hopefully they just come across. You know, and that's what it's all about, getting them across. It's not about what. So I know somebody who does this. They would often have 50, 60 pigeons in London, in England, and they'd get 70% returns, 60% returns. We send 1,000 pigeons and we can't get 20% returns. You know, where's the logic? Why keep racing there?
I can see where you're coming from.
Everybody will give out to me saying, you're stupid throwing your pigeons away down those distances. I'm just as stupid sending them to Talbot and Penzance and losing them there. I'd rather lose them further out having a go at something. I know if I send with the BICC or any Irish lad send with the BICC, when those boards are released in France, they'll make it to the UK. What the boards do from there now is up to the boards to come across to Ireland. They have to turn left and keep going. But I know the boards will get into the UK because they'll be going with that convoy from Le Mans especially, and from Poitiers or Bourges. It's only BICC boards, that could be anything up to 2,000 pigeons, 3,000 pigeons more, and they're all going up into the UK. So I know the Irish pigeons will get into the UK. Then they have to turn left. Sounds easy.
Right, I'll tell you what, we'll go through a few comments. Jesus, 100 of them. Right.
Great.
Here we go. Where's the first one? A lot of people watching. Hi bro, you accepted it is now. That's how's things. I got bored, Graham. I got bored starters and I want only long distance stuff. That's Graham. He's a regular watcher. I watched them videos months ago. Great content, especially the bull system. Believe it or not, I came in here and he gave me a rundown of it as well, and it's perfection. I was trying to keep up with Michael when I was, you know what I mean, trying to take out everything in, because like it's a great thing to watch. If you ever get a minute, watch his YouTube channel about the bull system and just let him run through with you, and you're just like, oh my god, there is a lot to it, but it's a brilliant watch. I watched it and I loved watching it as well.
It's probably the most watched video on the channel.
Yeah,
over 9,000 views on it at the moment.
Like that's
and it's one of the longest as well.
Yeah. Mick, Davey Redmond, do you know him?
I know, yeah.
Give me a bit of stick here.
Ah, sure, that's okay.
Anyway, leave him.
Everybody's
that's it. Here, listen. Here we go. Gary Thompson, evening Aaron, Michael, my kind of loft setup, no automatic cleaner boxes, a fancier who doesn't mind a bit of graft. And by here, by no doubt, like...
we're still under construction here.
Yeah.
We're still under construction.
Peter Bell, you need good boards and a lot of good luck to get a team home.
An absolute mountain of luck.
Yeah.
And that, especially from what we're doing, especially with low numbers, an absolute mountain of luck. Yeah, absolutely, 100% Peter.
Here's a fella here, Jason McCarthy. Good on you, Mick. Go for it. Do you know Jason McCarthy?
I know of him.
Yeah, know of him.
I know so many people on Facebook. But
yeah. Sure, it's all the same, isn't it?
Yeah.
You will always get your haters. If you get 20 Irish members, send them to the BICC race hour 2. That will be a great achievement.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
100%. And like, if we
clock at all,
yeah, that's
if anybody clocks, I'd love to. I'd just be just as happy for the other fellas.
It's just like you're like, oh, can we try something new? And everyone's like, oh no, you know what I mean? Like being like the typical pigeon fancier doesn't want to try something.
You can't say that's a typical pigeon fancier, because it took. I don't get me wrong. When I started this gig, having a go at long distance racing, it took me 2 years to get out of the sprint mentality. I mean, I was about 5 o'clock on the road.
So
playing pigeons to compete, to try to compete, and I've never even won a race.
Yeah.
And I was like, what am I doing? Like, I have a young family, I don't want to be doing that.
Yeah.
So I just scrapped it out, and I literally got I line bred pigeons here and inbred them to see if my theories work on inbreeding. And my cousin, Christopher Gannon, I gave him one of the most inbred pigeons I ever bred. It was a father-daughter mating and a father-daughter again. And he paired it to another hen, cocker had a daughter, a mother and son mating. And the pigeons are over there, and he's bred umpteen winners for him, crossing out, because it's been inbred first and then the cross hits, and you have hybrid vigour again. So the theories that are out there that I try to use work. I may not have raced a pigeon or won a pigeon race, but people I've given the boards to win with my boards. My boards have flown the water for umpteen different people now at this point. You know, even North Road, a friend of mine, Sligo, gave him a pair of pigeons. He paired them up, a young board. This year as a yearling, flew the Perth North Road race for them in a stinker of a race. So the boards are coming around the round. The boards I've had here have done it. And like when you say starting up again, there's a lot of issues about me selling the boards and starting again, and that's fine. You know, I sold for my reasons. I explained my reasons. I didn't have to. You know, I could have just said what most fellas do and just get rid of the boards.
Yeah, that's it.
I gave it a bit of an explanation because it's what I've been doing for so long. I thought, why not? I'm getting slated for it, but that's fine. People have their opinions. Some fellas even said to me, well, you got boards for free and you're selling them on our auction. Well, the boards that were given to me for free, the men that gave them to me were contacted first. I asked permission, and I didn't ask permission to sell them. I asked them what they wanted me to do with them, who they wanted me to give them to, not sell them to, give them to. So John Halstead I bought pigeons off, and I bought them. So as far as I'm concerned, when I buy pigeons, I don't have to ask permission to do whatever I want with them, but I still approached John and asked John at the show last year, John, would you like them back? What would you like me to do with them? You know, you walk away, Michael, sell them on. So anybody that actually gave me boards or I bought boards for were all asked, were they okay for me to let their boards go because I was getting rid of them? And the same situation was explained to them. And in fact, every one of them, walk away, Michael, and more's the point, Nick Harvey out of Taunton said, not only that, Michael, if things go tits up for you, I'll start you off again.
Yeah.
And so he has. I have showed you a couple of hens here.
Yeah.
A daughter of first West Section BICC 18th Open, daughter of 5 times Barcelona, best position 18th Open, daughter of 2 second sections Barcelona. You know, for Nick, are all here on loan now just to start me off again. And that's the integrity of these men. And I've never met him.
Yeah.
I'm on the phone every other week to him.
Yeah.
You know, I'll be on the phone fairly regularly to him, texting, and we call, we chat. And jeez, when you're on the phone, it's a half an hour to an hour on the phone.
Like, yeah, listen,
and it's fantastic, like, you know?
Yeah.
And it's super. So, like, for fellas to have a go at me for selling the boards, fine. But behind the scenes, I actually talked to everybody I got the boards from.
Yeah, look,
you know, I don't know nobody nothing. I didn't know explanations. I gave explanations.
Listen,
you know?
People have their own opinions, let them have it.
Yeah,
but whatever you do in your loft, in your house, is your business, and it's none of theirs. So don't mind them. I've no time for that either. So it's here as well. Stuart Reid says it's very achievable race. Point, not easy, but very, very. I don't know what he said there. Best of luck to him. Very doable. Sorry, doable. Jesus, I got
can't read a 5-letter word.
Yeah. Gary Thompson. Now this is a holy shit.
Jeez, Gary, that's a long one.
Yeah. Right. So I say right. Irish pigeons love the channel. Now he said this about his race. He says whatever it is about an Irish pigeon in my race, he says they cross the water better than British birds, and he says it hands down, and that's it. So that I can't take that away from him. He has said it, and I'm sure he'll back me up on it as well. Says Irish pigeons love the channel for our final from France, 295 miles. Check out the results in the hill, and that's it. You're
see it, Gary, fair play to you.
Like he has it here, 2000. Yeah. Right, we won't go through too much of results. Well, it has here right. 2014, the Irish only sent 25 boards. We got 4th, 2nd, and 11th, and we won the 2 board averages. 2015, 31 pigeons entered. Right, we got 16th, 22nd plus winners of the ace pigeon. 2016, 42 pigeons entered. 3rd, 5th, and 19th. 2017, 70 boards entered. 4th, 6th, 18th plus winner of ace pigeon and 2 board average. What's that saying? You know what I mean? Like 2018.
Well, it just goes to show you that in Ireland we don't appreciate the boards we have here that are doing the job.
Like,
you know.
I said to a fellow one day, I was like, like I'm in pigeons a year and a bit, right? And I said to a fella, I wouldn't have to go to Belgium because Belgium's on my front door, because that's what everyone, or say places like that. Every fella in Dublin has pigeons from one man or the other. You know what I mean? From them continents. Yeah. And so like, and then obviously we're doing our own breeding and all, but like
there's some very, very successful.
Yeah, 100%.
I wouldn't go back to sprint racing because it's so much hard work, and I take my hat off to them.
Yeah, look, well I'm trying it. I'm having a go, and anyway, and I have everyone wound up in my club telling them that I'm going to beat them all next year. Anyway, but we'll see.
More power to you.
Peter Bell, I'm a member of the BBC myself, and Phil Smith sent boards over to Barcelona, 915 miles, 814 yards from Dublin.
Yeah. I don't know whether Phil has sent to Barcelona or not. I'm not sure if Phil has sent to Barcelona, or maybe he sent your boards, Peter.
915, yeah, and he sent yours from Dublin.
If your boards, Peter, I did hear you sent to Barcelona a couple of years back. Fair play to you. You know, that's hats off to you, bud.
What's that, Bordeaux?
Bordeaux.
That's Peter Bell. Bordeaux is 639 miles.
Again, doable. I mean, if they're doing these in the UK, I mean, like I said, Marco Wilson, 879 miles to Barcelona. The cock. They call him the dark cock. The only race the pigeon raced the year it flew Barcelona was Barcelona. He was singled up about 10 times at 100 miles and jumped 879 miles. People say you can't do it. Now, I'm not going to take away from the fact that the UK boards, you know, they're only going into the UK, and once they cross that pond, that's great. Ours have to go left again and have a bigger ask, and that's fine. But we're never going to do it if we don't send them. If we don't try.
Exactly. Look, you have to try to find out, don't you? And it's simple as that. Stephen O'Brien again. Phil Smith clocked on the day from the BBC Constance race at near dark in the lashings of rain when organisations here in Ireland held over that the board had to break away from all the English boards and come on its own in very tough weather.
That was Cousins to Phil. I think it was about 350 miles. I could be wrong on that. And it was the BBC. They were up. Phil's been sending with the BBC for nigh on 20 years or more. Probably, yeah.
Right.
And not only that, that race was in early May, if I'm not mistaken, to mid-May, when we had predominantly east winds, and we wouldn't dream of sending pigeons across the water. But yeah, an east wind on that day, with that look we talked about earlier on, helped Phil Smith. Fantastic achievement. You cannot knock the man brave enough to send them. I mean, in all fairness, I spout me stuff. Most people don't even know Phil Smith sends most of the BBC races.
Yeah, I don't
know. I spout what I do, but most people don't know that Phil sends. The few people that are involved in the BBC know that he's sending, but most people don't. He doesn't broadcast it, but I've never met him. I've been on the phone to him. I congratulate him when he got the board. I rang him, got his number. You know, a fantastic achievement. And more is the point that the pigeon had to come on its own in weather we wouldn't dream of sending to the UK in. Super.
Here's Stuart Rears. There's only one way to find them, and that's to send them. Eventually you will clock. It took me 5 years to clock from Tarbes NFC, and now I've been lucky enough to clock the last 12 years, only keeping 20 odd boards and only send 6 or 7 to 500 plus races.
And I think Stuart and I have been having conversations on Facebook. You know, absolutely, it's fantastic.
There you go. But it took him 5 years.
Yeah, but see, that's what it is. You have to get them. So that's what I'm saying to you.
So obviously it took him 5 years to get his method. That he found his method.
It's not even that. Like, it's Irish racing. If we send with our federations, if I was to send my 50 young boys, like I said, by the time year 3 comes, how many lofts in Dublin have 22-year-olds?
Yeah.
How many lofts in Dublin have 10 3-year-olds?
Yeah.
I would say none, 0, have 22-year-olds in the race team. I would say a handful have more than 10. You know, because of the type of racing and how we race here, and that's fine. If that's what floats people's boat, great. What I'm at is a more longevity thing. It's a lot more planning. It's a lot more work, and it takes time to get out of that mentality. I mean, honestly, it took 2 years for me to stop trying the pigeons, get them down the road, It took me that long to get out of the mentality. You know, of having to get them down the road, and I sit back now and I enjoy them. I love watching them. I love watching the deal with the individual characters. In fact, the last couple of months, I've a handful of young boats here. There's 14 there, and it's a joy just to watch them. You know, they're mature now, they're pairing up. These are going to be their 8 boxes for the race section. They're going to be set up natural for Le Mans. They'll be on dummy eggs. I think there's only 3 cocks or 4 cocks in the 14 pigeons, but that's going to be their section. These are as you can see here, they're under construction, but they're going to be 3 8-box sections for the race boards. And I'm just it's onwards and upwards. It's just going to happen. It's just a time thing now, you know.
Stephen O'Brien wrote a commentary, I like this one. He says, it would be great to be the first ever Irish fancier to clock on the day from a BICC race. It's never been done. Stephen,
I just want to say to you, it's not going to be you, pal. It's going to be
me. Okay. It's just like here. It's just like getting up in the morning saying, right, this is what I'm going to do to become a millionaire. You know what I mean? So you just have to plan, you have to coordinate, and you just have to do it. You have to try it. You know what I mean? There's fellas there, guarantee there's fellas here watching this tonight saying, no, I'd never do it, but I'd love to try it. And they'll sit back, and then there'll always be the what if, like, and...
Well, if anybody ever wants to try it, get in contact.
It's simple.
Everybody can row in. And fellas will say that, oh God, my pigeons are only sprinters, they wouldn't do France. But most of the winners from France in the last few years are sprint pigeons, not distance pigeons. You know, not by a long shot. So your sprint pigeons will probably push the 400 miles. They probably will do Le Mans. You know, I would say conditioned right, not raced down the road, flogged week in, week out in the federation program, but prepped properly like you would for a long distance race. You know, a couple of warm up races and left, just trained, matured, loaded with carbs, and jumped into Le Mans. 400 miles, 465 miles to Dublin. I'd say sprint pigeons to do it in Ireland. Absolutely, 100%.
Well, look, someone's going to prove it, aren't they?
And that's it. Like, well, Stephen's getting involved there, and now Stephen has predominantly sprint boards, so
well, look,
we'll see how that goes.
For me,
that's it.
For me, I probably have more, just from starting up, I probably have a 50-50 percentage. So I can, like, you know what I mean? Well, I can think I'm breathing a distance board, you know what I mean?
But it's not. But and here's the other side of it. You're not going to know till you send them.
Yeah, that's it. So listen, me and my little brother, we're punters.
Yeah.
We love a punt. We love the thought. As I said to you, we love the thought of, geez, we might get him back.
You have a nice big laugh now. pick 8 boxes.
No, well, I've a nice big loft.
They're my man team.
Listen, I've a nice big loft one. Trying my best to keep the number small, to keep me loft healthy. So that's my method of madness. Give them loads of space and they'll do me good.
Sure, look at how open this is.
Yeah, I know. Here, like as well, like I noticed the ventilation's lovely. You know what I mean? Like there's no yeah, well, it's wide open, but like I have mine like that. My door's always open. My Avery's, every Avery is always open. You know what I mean? Now I'm getting windows now, but that's another day. Stuart Reid again. I've not raced or trained any young boards for the last 4 years. They go straight off the loft to the Carton across the channel, 117 miles.
See, Stuart, you're in a great spot to do that.
Where is Stewie? Where is he?
He's in. If I'm not, he's in the south of England there.
Right.
So he's gone 170 miles across the channel. He must be at minimum, most probably 50 miles from the coast of England. And come straight into France. And that's fantastic. I'm not sure what I was on the phone with Stuart or to Thomas Farley. I'm not sure which. I think it was Thomas Farley I was talking with. But here, if I'm doing that, it means sending them straight to Talbot. I'd be prepared to send young boards or yearlings straight into Newcastle from here at 300 miles rather than send them to Talbot. 100%. 100%. You know, I'd lift them off the loft, fit and healthy, into that sooner than send them to Talbot because it doesn't work. In fact, I sent, funny enough, like a couple of years back, I did send boards to Talbot off the loft. Just flying an hour and a half, 2 hours here around the loft, straight into Talbot. Sent 5 trained, no, sent 4 trained and 4 untrained straight to Talbot. And the one that came, one was untrained, straight off the loft. And fellas say it can't be done. And I was told I was mad doing it. Yeah. But sure, look, you know. Sure. You have to be a bit bonkers to do this, look, you know.
Well, look, yeah, I think we all are. It's bred in us. Francesca, JP, we're talking too fast for that's the Irish lingo, bro. So if you're not fast, you're last. Yes, a bit harder to understand. He says, pretty good. This is Graham. He says he watched your video about 10 times. A nice fella. I was talking to him. He's a nice dude. He's from Scotland. He's nice. He is. I'm glad the boards are from right. What else have we got? Stephen O'Brien again, full of chat. I think you need to get them from the races and then breed them around.
Stephen, there's where we
differ. To breed, they're like my opinion. That's how to establish a family of pigeons for a particular race.
Okay, well, the short answer to that, Stephen, and you and I've had a bit of a conversation about this, is I have. Just because the boards haven't done it in my loft, the boards that are breeding the boards to do it in my loft are already performance pigeons. 3 times Barcelona, daughter 5 times Barcelona, daughter 5 times Barcelona, daughter 3 times Barcelona, daughter 3 times Barcelona.
Pedigrees there.
They've all done it, you know. And that's on both sides of the, especially the hens, the daughters. The sires of the daughters have all done Barcelona as well, or their children of boards that have done Barcelona. So the grandparents on the sire side and the dams, the sires on the hens I have, their mothers have all flown Barcelona, and their fathers are sons of pigeons that have flown Barcelona. So, I mean, some of the boards that I'll be breeding here now, and the first generation, from a grandparent level, Barcelona will be there 8-9 times across the board, like, you know. So I don't think you can get any better than what I'm trying to do. And that's it. And I agree with you, Stephen. The boards have done it. I've not gone and bought grandchildren, great-grandchildren, great-great-grandchildren, and so far away from the performance pigeon. I have literally, when I started this process, nothing went into my stock loft years ago. I started this in 2014. Nothing was in the stock loft bar children from 740 miles plus. That's it. But 710 miles Nick Sports. 710 miles right out to 1,000 miles when I sourced the Polish pigeons. And people said the Polish pigeons never work. I sent 5 young boards out of Polish pigeons, inbred to bits, like, and I mean inbred, father, daughter, mates, half brothers and sisters, over to the UK to a friend of mine, Chris Field. And he's already got one of the, he had 5, and he has one of the yearlings now, is now a 2-year-old out to 600 miles. And has fed cards, club cards, the whole shebang with him. But people are criticising me because I'm not doing it. But the boards are doing it. I have never ever said I want to race, ever. And you know, but I know how to look after pigeons. I know how to breed pigeons. I'm in them all my life, and I love it. I just absolutely love it. You know?
Well, there, look, people might be unlucky because once you start winning, you won't be able to stop it. So that's what it's all about. A fella here, Craig John Wilkinson says,
hey Craig, yeah.
I think it was wrong. It was the wrong board you had.
Don't know, Craig. I don't know, Craig. I don't know what
say?
I don't know what to say to that.
Well,
opinions vary. That's it. Like, you know?
well, if he says that, right? let's
just say I know who Craig is.
Yeah.
I know where he's coming from, and I know why he's coming from that direction. So I don't want to say anything about that because, yeah, look, Craig, we all have opinions on what we have. Much respect to you both, because I know how well you're doing. You're actually doing fantastic. I'm watching the results over the last year. I've seen your name in lights. How does that sound?
Yeah.
So,
well,
fair play
that's it. But look,
play.
you're trying again with something a little bit different. So here, Craig, he goes, what are my? You see, he's at the saying there. What are Michael's new boards just before that?
Well, they're not new. They're back to the Nick Harvey boards. I'm calling them the Harvey Wizards because they're going to be based on the Musgrave Wizard pigeon. You know, some people are saying, well, the pigeon has done it our race time. He's not good enough to be breeding from. Well, my opinion is he is.
He did it 3 times.
That's it. He's done Barcelona 3 times, but he has been our race time. And race time to Nick is 9 days. You know, from Barcelona, he has been our race. But now just our race time twice, and he was a week late. I think the third time. But it's opinions vary, lads. You know, I'm not saying for a second that these are the right pigeons.
Yeah.
In 4 years' time, I might have none of them.
Yeah, that's true.
And I have to start again, and I'm under no illusion there.
Yeah.
And I'm prepared to do that.
Yeah, but like that's what that's what you have to do. Like,
I agree with you, Craig. They could absolutely be the wrong pigeons. But in fact, some of the pigeons that I sent when I got these Harvey boards in originally a few years back were sent up to Wesley Sawyers, Reverend Wesley Sawyers up the north. I won the Friendship National there a couple of years ago, and he had very good success with them. Got them out as far as Penzance, Bude and Talbot as yearlings. And then with the 6 of them, I think had 5 of them after that. Like, now I don't know where he went from that after that because we just kind of stopped contact. But you know, so I don't know. Like, you know, like opinions vary. I can't knock you, Craig, because I don't knock anybody. I'm not in the way of criticising anybody's views. Everybody has their own views. That's all. You know,
that's it.
You know.
So that's it. That's Michael's plan, and anyway for distance racing, it's just like well, look, it's I think it's good. I can see where you're coming from, and I hope you do well. I like if this year I'd say to me little brother, we'll have a go ourselves. You know what I mean? Just to be part of it, and I think it's a great movement, and whoever's involved in it, they're great people. You know what I mean? And I want to get involved in it as well.
Just quickly again, join the RPRA. £10, you contact Mr. Robert Reid up the north. His contact details are on the RPRA website. Join the BICC, you get to download the form. It's £35 for new members and £30 for renewals. Send your details to Carol Francis with the BICC. And then it's €50 pop per man for 2 races. The man and Guernsey any age. And Guernsey any age race isn't just for young boards, it's that any age. So for fellas out there who race Widowhood or roundabout and haven't raced some of their hens or whatever, and they want to have a go in the later season with their hens that may be just rearing around the young boards with the cocks that have raced, perfect opportunity. Yeah. You know, that's one of the reasons they brought in the any age races later on. There is a race the week after that, the Fogra race, again an any age race with the BICC, but we just decided on Guernsey. Just because that's what we decided on, not because any specific reason, and everybody seems to be going for it. So that's what we're going to do. Right. You know, that's what we're going to have a go at.
Here we go. Kieran Whelan. Where did I pick this up? I sent a pigeon sprinting. It got the bus home very every week. I sent him to Talbot. He was second club twice. I had a GB hen, the same. Carry on as the cock only raced twice. That hen got the same treatment, 1 Penzance. So if you were asking me, is it possible? Yes, pigeons will surprise you. That's why we are in this sport.
Well, even from that perspective, for the most part, the pigeons that are sent to the UK from Irish racing, especially from Dublin racing, you want to call it that, are last chancers. You know, they haven't done that on the sprint road in Ireland, and fanciers feel, right, we'll have a go to work with them. There's nothing wrong with that either.
No, there's not. Peter, Bell, and Michael, you gone to Blackpool?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we do as well.
100%.
Yeah.
Gang of us. Bella, if I'm not mistaken, you might be in my group.
Yeah. Well, there you
I'm
go.
not sure.
I just want to put out to people, no, I do know our video is on a bit of a delay, anyway, that's good. Yeah. So, I think people should hear a little story about your bull system. I think you should just go through it, because when
Well, it's very simple.
it amazes me. It does, like the way, like I watched it on YouTube, and then
so we can see the boxes here. Okay.
Yeah.
So we have a box. We have the boxes here over your head.
Right.
So it's this simple.
Now this amazes me. Now I stood here just before he knocked on this video, and he went through with me, and I was like, shit, man, it's just brilliant. I love listening to it. It's a great thing to listen to personally, I think. So I'm not going to interrupt Michael, because whoever is only new to this sport or is interested in the bull system, they're only after getting yourself a new pigeon that you think, oh look, I want to try this fella out. Just listen to this.
How's it going, Aaron?
Yeah.
Hands.
So
Paul, how's it going?
yeah, so look, we'll let him off there as I think, because it's brilliant to listen to. I love listening to it.
So you have a cock, a predominant racer, maybe a good breeder. You want to get a few more young birds out of him rather than some of the other cocks. So the bull system's a great system. There's many different variations of it. The way I do it, I can do it by letting the cock saddle the hen once and have 2 fertile eggs. But the system I give to everybody is making sure the hen sees the stud cock 3 times, because well, it's better for fellas who are new to it to just do it that way, because it makes it a bit easier. So you have your stud cock. So we're going to say we have 3 rows of boxes here, as you can see. So we'll just say that we're going to go with 8 pigeons, 8 hens, so these 4 and these 4, right? And this is a section off on its own, and this is where the stud cock is kept. He's in a different room, but we'll just, for example, this is a different room. So you have your 8 hens here, and all of your 8 hens through the winter or prior to breeding have actually been in with the cock for 2 or 3 days. So what I tend to do is, the cock is in a section on his own, I'll throw the hen in there that I want to pair with him on the bull system for 3 days, 4 days, and I'll leave a nest bowl there. And once he's canoodling in the nest bowl, I know they're taken to each other, so I'll take her out. I give him 2 or 3 days on his own to sulk, and I give him a different hen. So to make sure he goes with all of the hens, and he will pair with all of the hens, so there's going to be no issues. Is it so?
No, we're gone. Don't worry.
To make sure he pairs with all the hens, and there's going to be no issues. He's prepared them, if you want to call it that, which is what fellas do. Prepare the hens. So then when springtime comes around and we're ready for the bull system, I have the lights on in the loft for 16 hours for 3 weeks before I pair the birds up. The reason for that is the cock's testicles then swell and he produces sperm. Part of the reason most eggs, in my eyes and in my belief, this is just my opinion, eggs are infertile in the winter breeding is specifically for a lot of the time because lights aren't used. If lights aren't used, the cocks, it's a hit and miss. Some cocks will be fertile, some cocks won't. The hens are doing the job, they're laying the eggs. So if the eggs are laid and they're not fertile, it's down to the cock in that instance. So the cock and all the 8, we'll just say the 8 hens have been prepared through the winter time, and we'll come to January. So the pigeon cycle, the fertility cycle, works in 8 days. So day 1, 2 and 3 are irrelevant. Day 4, 5 and 6 are where the eggs are fertilized, and day 7 and 8 are where the eggs are formed, and hopefully day 8 to 9 they're laid, and day 2 days later the second egg is laid. So what you do is, section 1 is the stud cock. He's in there on his own, sulking because he's no hen. Section 2 now, I work this in 4s because it suits my time, but you can do anything up to 12 hens on this, or 20 depending on your time, but then you get to, you talk about the reserves of the stud cock, the sperm build up. There's a lot of that in it, technicalities. The more hens in it, the less chance he builds up more sperm. The less more sperm, the more chance of infertility happens. So I have the stud cock there, and I pair the first 4 hens up. So when I do it on a Wednesday. So Wednesday morning at 7 o'clock before I go to work, 4 hens are put in. That's day 1. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, day 1, 2, 3. Perfect. So the hens are, you can see the sections here. We have widowhood fronts. The hens are locked in behind them. The cocks that are being paired to are sitting on the outside where they should be, and they pair through the boxes, right? So when they pair through, if you even didn't introduce them to the stud cock, she'll still lay eggs. They'll just be infertile. So day 1, 2, 3, the hens are all in. They're fed and watered in their boxes. They're not allowed out. They're definitely not allowed to get threaded by the other cock. The cock's going to be a foster, as I call them. You know, foster. We float eggs all the time. They're foster parents, whatever. So on day 4, first thing in the morning at 7 o'clock, I'll come out and I'll take the first hen, and she'll be put into the section with the stud cock. If I see him mounting her and he saddles her, I'll take her straight out and I'll put her back in the box. I'll leave him for an hour. I'll come out and I'll get the next hen. I'll put her in. If he saddles her, straight away back into her own box. An hour again, take the next hen, put her in. If he saddles her, put her back. an hour again, put her in. If he saddles her, put her back. If you don't see them saddle, don't worry about it. Normally, because they know each other, they'll saddle and they'll rank as fuck with 16 hours a week. If they don't saddle, leave them for an hour, don't worry about it, walk away. Come back an hour later and just take her out and give him an hour on his own. So he goes back. If you leave the hen too long with the cock, he pairs with her. If he pairs with her, he won't take to the second hen or the next hens and you may get infertility. So I do it in fours. So that's in day 4. The same time on day 4, when I start with the first hen, the next 4 hens are put in with their cocks. So they are starting day 1. So that means when I do day 4, 5 and 6, they're doing day 1, 2 and 3. And on their day 4, these are day 7, I can actually finish with them and start. So these are done 3 days. Day 4, 5 and 6, I alternate the hens. I'll never put the first hen in the same. So the next second day it'll be a different hen in first, and we rotate them that way. So that you're trying to make sure that the amount of sperm he has is enough to fertilise the eggs. That's why you rotate the hens in order. So we'll never put them in. So day 4, 5 and 6, your first 4 hens are done with the stud cock. They're finished now. They're just locked in the box and fed and watered. They lay their eggs on day 8 or 9 if they're fit and healthy as they should be. And once they've laid their first egg, I can time the eggs here in this loft. My eggs are laid about 8:15, 8:30. Every time, all hens lay. And then 2 days later, about 2:30, 3 o'clock. Okay? So once they've laid their first egg on day 9, we'll say, day 9, they've laid their first egg, you come along and you just open your box and you let the cock into her at about 12 o'clock. Because that's the natural time that the cocks take over the eggs. Now I've done this way whereby I've let her lay her 2 eggs before I let the cock in. Same principle, but you'd worry, well, what if that cock fertilises the second egg? No, it's like job's done. You can't get pregnant twice. He can't be the father. The eggs are already sealed up, they're fertile. So those hens are left alone on day 7, and day 7 is now the next 4 hens, they're day 1. And they now go through the cycle, hen to cock, hen to cock, hen to cock for their day 4, 5, 6. And what you do is, you end up with a bit of luck getting 16 eggs off 1 cock, and the eggs are only 4 or 5 days apart from the first set to the second set. And then that means then that you have 16 eggs. Now my normal hip rate for 16 eggs will be anything from 12 to 15. I've done 16 eggs, they don't always hatch, they're not always fertile, but I usually get about 90% hip rate, which is great.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's pretty much it. If you have foster parents for those birds, float the eggs, do it again if you want to. That's what I do. You know, like, and that's it. Like, it's very, very simple. It works well.
Stephen O'Brien, on what day do you let the foster cock in? When she lays, isn't it?
Yeah, when she lays her first egg. When she lays her first egg, on day 9, she'll lay at 8:30 at night, we'll just say, or day 8, 8:30 at night, whatever day she lays. The next day, at about 12 o'clock, come in and open the box.
We'll lock away the stud cock.
Oh, he's in a different section. He doesn't even see them. He doesn't even see them. So this is section 1, section 2, and section 3. You know, that's just how I do it. Yeah, but different. The stud cock isn't seeing these hens at this point. You know, they're finished. They haven't seen him in 2 days, which means they really pair to their own cock that's sitting on the perch outside. It's done in widowhood boxes. These are narrow boxes that I have here, but you can do it with a widowhood box. Hen locked in 1/2 cock sitting on the outside. Take her out, put her in the section with your man, put her back. And when day 7 comes and she's not going anywhere, she's sitting with him for 2 or 3 days before she lays her egg. She lays her egg, you open the door, he walks in, they'll canoodle around the bowl. What I sometimes do is have a dummy egg, put the dummy egg in, and I'd often put a galley pot hanging on the basket, hanging on the door, and just put the fresh egg in there so he doesn't damage it in his excitement. And then leave the dummy egg there. And when she goes to lay her second egg, put the second egg in, they'll just sit and hatch them.
Simple as that.
It's that simple, it's very good.
I love listening to that. If you want to watch it, obviously you can watch it again on RPI TV when this video is saved and uploaded.
On YouTube. I'll actually share the video again. I will.
Yeah, do. It's a great watch, and for me personally, I'll have to watch it. Or like, I've been here sitting with Michael, and that's the second time I've had to hear this tonight, but I still haven't got the whole lot.
Stephen, no, I'm not showing you around the loft and the boards because it's in a state. This is 3 sections here, Stephen. But it's not, like, because it's not finished. I'm still building it. So no, I won't be showing you around the loft. I'll do my loft tours later on in my own videos anyway, so the information will be
barely got in here myself. He was like, yeah, my loft is under construction. I had to twist his arm to do it one day with me. Stuart Reid, here we go. I've done similar, but not having a spare section. I chuck the cock and hen out together to have an hour's fly.
Perfect. Yeah, if they're flying out and they know each other, whatever works. That's just my way because they're prisoner stock. But it's each to their own, whatever. Some fellas use a bull box. I find with the bull box you have 4 hens, 2 and 2 in the bull cock in the middle. But you need foster parents then all the time. Whereas at my system, they rear them. The foster cocks rear them. That's it. You just need a spare hen for the stud cock or not. Like if he's a mellow cock, just leave him on his own. Maybe throw an extra cock in there just to keep him occupied rather than leaving him on his own.
Yeah.
And then when they have reared the 16 young birds, do it again. It's that simple. It works.
That's it. It does. And look, see, the thing I like about Michael is like what I find myself doing. Just being new to the sport, I never try out anything properly. I always half-arse things like, no, I'm going to do this, and you get a great plan in your head, and you're all for it for about 3 days, and then you're like to yourself, oh, scrap it, not doing it, or it's too much time, or this. Whereas Michael, like, when he does something, he does it, but not only that, like, he you can never say he studies it, perfects what he does, like the bond system.
I've done a lot of research.
Yeah, like his research, you can know by talking to him and the explanations with his light and the way to say, well, this is why that's happening. That he has the answers for the problems people are getting. You know what I mean? So he's a good man to contact. If you ever get say if you do try it, trust me, he's a chatty fella. He'll help you. He will help you. Look, as well, he's a great man to talk to. He has done a lot of study. There you go. He's done all the study on the flying distance racing in Ireland. He's done all the study on the breeding. If he just wants this one cock, like he knows how to do it. So by no means, he's a very good man to listen to. Again, I will watch the bull system video again on his YouTube channel, definitely, because it takes. For one, I think for me to get what Michael is saying, I'll have to try doing myself, because I think by watching it and then thinking you'll be able to do it a week or 2 later is wrong.
No, you will. No, it's that simple. It's that simple. There's a written explanation on the YouTube video and all. It's that simple. Right. I have made this stupid proof. Right. But I have given this to umpteen fellas. Yeah. And it works. It works, like, you know. Yeah. You know, there's loads of different variations of it. That just happens to be my variation, that's all. You know, just my variation, that's it. Like, you know, there are a lot of different variations of it out there. That's just the way I've done it. Yeah, that's it. And it works for me. You know, like I've done it where I've done 8 hens in one run. I've done it where I've done 12 hens in one run, and got them all. Like I couldn't believe one year I did 12 hens and got 24 fair to legs. I was fucking blown away. Yeah, well, dude, that's an achievement. But at the same time, just the way my time was at that point, it was easy for me. Now I find 4 hens better. I get a better hit rate because the Scott Cox sperm count isn't getting spread over too many hens, so you get a better hit rate. I've also looked into artificial insemination, and I just can't get it down yet, but I'll get there. You will, of course you will. Yeah, I'll get there. So I think we must be hitting. And we're well over an hour now. Yeah, we're an hour. Right, so that's all right. You're getting tonight anyway. We're finished up now. Look, I appreciate Michael for doing this with me. Yeah, no, we had a great time. He's a great man to listen to. That's his views. On this. Yeah. Listen, that's his views of the distance racing in Ireland. So listen, if you have an interest in doing it, get on to Michael, get involved, do it. Like, try your boards. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just it's always to. You know, if you get in touch with Michael, you could be the man that's going to do it. I think we need a bit more of a team of lads to do it. Get a bit more momentum behind them, because it'd be nice to see, as Stephen O'Brien said, there's some the clock on the first day be a huge, I think, significant thing in Irish pigeon racing. So I think we should all get together. I don't want to be under any illusions. I don't think anybody is going to clock out a man on the first day. Well, listen, that would be oh Jesus, the icing on the cake. Holy shit! Yeah. If you got a southeast wind, you'd actually put and the boards came through. You would give the UK boys a run for the money, but I don't think we're any competition for them at the moment. You know? Well, look, I'm not doing it for the competition against the UK boys. I'm doing it because it's never done. And it's not done. Well, not that it's never done. It's not done regularly. That's what. Yeah. Well, that's it. Look, he's trying new things, so I think we should get a bit of support behind him. So, anyway, that's it. Have you noticed the difference? Oh no, here we go. Right, we'll answer. Aaron, I'm actually going to answer that one, Aaron, right? Read it out first. Aaron Haynes, have you noticed the difference in the hit rate if you inbred close or cross? Right.
Just before
when
we
I
go.
started this for sprinting, I inbred to bits, Aaron. And I did. I had father, daughter, father going back to the daughter again. Then I had mother, son, and crossed. And yes, the hit rate is there. Now, I haven't raced them or raced well with them, so I'm not even going to say I had. But I gave them to my cousin Christopher Gannon. And especially the cock, Amelie Pye fella. Holy fuck. He was a mother-son mating. Oh my God. And that cock has produced umpteen winners for him. Umpteen grandchildren winners for him. Umpteen pigeons that he's given out that have won for him. And I gave it to him in 2014 or 14, I think it was. 2014, I think it was. And he was a 2012 bred pigeon. Oh, he was a beautiful, beautiful pigeon. And he still has them. And he's still producing the goods. So, in short, yeah, the inbreeding works. But it has to be planned inbreeding. It can't be just chance inbreeding. You know. And this is how chance it is. The mother of that cock, the inbred cock, she was a hen. My nipper was 3 years old.
Yeah.
And I went into the Dublin Home Club and there was a sale on from the Welly. I didn't even have a look at the pigeons. This red pied hen was in the pen, and my daughter says, "Daddy, I like that pigeon, €50." And I got the pigeon for £50, and she bred umpteen pigeons to fly the water, to do the water. She got out here on me one day. Oh Jesus, shit myself. She got out and I fucked the cock out that she was paired to. Her own son, a blue cock, fucked him out that she was paired to. And she was around this game for 2 or 3 days, but she came in then eventually, so I kept her flying out. But no, the inbreeding works, but it has to be planned. It can't just be chance. And you have to continue it. You can't just do one inbreed and leave it at that. You have to have the lion inbred. Yeah. And then when you get to that point, they all blend back into each other.
Yeah. So listen, that's it. As you can say, watch Michael's videos. Watch them. Safe Haven, Loft, YouTube, watch them. There's a lot of great information. I can't recommend any more. So listen.